that the purchase goes through the necessary protocol. If in fact a 7-Eleven franchise does not follow that protocol, to be most honest with you, what 7-Eleven will do is they have the opportunity to pull that franchise, to pull the franchise entirely, which would be an economic disaster for Karen Hussein in more ways than one. Karen Hussein is not your average franchisee. Karen Hussein also sits on a national advisory board. The reason that she goes to Dallas as frequently as she does is because she sits on an advisory board, on a commercial operations committee, which is made up of franchisees that make recommendations nationwide regarding 7-Eleven. I'm sorry?
For 7-Eleven.
For 7-Eleven to make the operations better, to make the operations more efficient, and to make the operation a better fit in communities. 7-Eleven is a highly regarded convenience market, probably the most highly regarded. It was Sandy Logan who in the first meeting had indicated that 7-Eleven, that she has the utmost respect for 7-Eleven. And that continued throughout the entire process. And I thank Sandy Logan. I wish you were here this evening. But 7-Eleven is a great partner. And 7-Eleven will not allow a business to deteriorate. And it would be an economic nightmare and a personal nightmare for this board member, for this franchisee, to lose this site. So I'd like to.
Are we ready to call for the question? Miriam, do you have?
Do you have to sell liquor, or else you lose the site? Do you really have to sell liquor? It's for the ridership convenience, the orange line.
It is.
So do you really have to sell liquor? Because people can not act in order. They go on board, the orange light, sneak a drink in there and start, acting out, whatever. No, they can.
We had an opportunity to discuss that with the MTA. The question was, if people were to purchase an adult beverage, could they get on a bus and could they begin drinking that adult beverage on an MTA Orange Line bus or another bus? I've gone to MTA. I've posed that question to MTA. MTA had indicated that they have an enormous amount of security, and that simply does not take place. There was also an attorney who is a prosecutor, I believe, that was in one of the meetings for the Plum Committee where that very item was discussed. And when I say this matter was thoroughly vetted, all of these issues were given a substantial amount of time in the discussion.
Are you going to go out of business there because you can't sell liquor?
We would, we would go out of business if we didn't have the opportunity because, and I'll explain this, 7-Eleven, people have certain expectations of a business. They expect 7-Eleven to provide convenience products, provide hot dogs, provide certain types of sandwiches, provide pizza. They also require that, they also want them to open up 24 hours a day. That is an expectation of the customer. There's also an expectation that they would be able to purchase an adult beverage at that location. So without that, given the fact that we don't have a parking lot, and a parking lot is essential to 7-Elevens, but this one is in close proximity to the Orange Line, and it is somewhat of an experimental 7-Eleven in that sense. There is.
Why can't you just
it would go out of business. It would go out of business.
Why don't you start at the most way to make the community?
All right, you got your question in. We're gonna go Candido and all right. Miriam, you got your question in. We're Candy, Joseph, and then
you've done
the
such a
question.
fine job. This lady should pay you
Great
more.
job.
She should pay you extra. But when Miss Myers told me, or made it public, that this lady used to own the former store there, still does. And when you said, well, 7-Eleven has a responsibility, they have a code of how they want, I want you to go to Paxton and Foothill. They converted the same kind of situation, store, and it is a mess. And the
Oh my
homeless are
God.
there, and the drunks are there. And sir, when you said that, I stopped feeling sorry for you, or I just said, threw my hands up and said, you know what? This is not about the community, this is about profit for
That's
this
right.
woman who didn't care about the community before. And I'm glad that you did, Ms. Myers, that you did bring that up, because I hope the board votes unanimously that this thing should be rejected.
Mr.
Go to
President,
Joseph.
call for the question.
Joseph's got a comment, and then we will do that, yes, thank
As
you,
a
Derek.
public safety chair for this community, which I care dearly, I hate to see business leave our community. We want to bring business, but this is a bad deal for the community. It's transients, they're the only customer you're going to have, you're getting off the bus or getting on the bus. It's not like a family member gets in a car and drives to a 7-Eleven and buys, a carton of milk or some cereal or something. The only thing they're going to have over there is a single beer or a single wine, and I don't think it's going to be a good thing for our community. As much as I want the business there, I think it's going to be problematic.
Do we want to get Jeanette in the room?
No.
No, we don't. All right, so, yes,
We can't keep responding to this stuff. It goes on forever.
It's just a matter of getting them that come, and then I can just share it away, because I can't get by it. Okay.
Mr. Pauls.
Please be brief, sir.
I'm concerned. I'm concerned
Thank
this
you,
evening.
Eric.
You're welcome, thank you very much.
I'm concerned with the amount of time and effort that we put into this with this community, with this Plum Committee. Being without the chair of the Plum Committee that we worked with so diligently, and this individual that left this board, albeit temporarily, I don't know what the circumstances is. I received an email from him.
You only recommend.
It's placed us in a very difficult situation because we don't have that voice. We don't have that leadership voice on the Plum Committee here. I am concerned about something that took place this evening. I'm concerned with the with Jay Handel that was here this evening, that in my opinion violated his ethical standards as a board member of another neighborhood council board, an employee of the city of Los Angeles, in bringing up this item to this board outside of the public hearing and lobbying this board
He's never done that.
in his discussion with this board. It was inappropriate for him to bring up 7-Eleven, to bring up this matter entirely. And there is such a thing as Robert's Rules of Order that's also followed. And Robert's Rules of Order also indicates that there has to be a sense of objectivity. So while I believe this board,
He's not a part of this board, nor did he,
He has no
nor did he break that. He's
leverage
not
in
a
this
city
board.
employee. He is a volunteer.
No, it doesn't make any difference. He has no leverage in this board
Yeah.
voting.
He's training us on issues that we've done before, and for your information, the files got lost, they got dumped in the computer system. So in order for us to continue conducting our business, including voting on your issue, we had to be retrained so that Dunn could have proof that we did it, so there was no problems later. So we're telling you now, you're out of order, sir, you're wrong. And now if we can continue, we'll take the vote. But when you gotta know when you're
we would
you're
like
not
to have an
correct.
opportunity to bring this matter up with the city attorney's office.
Yeah, well, you can do that, but
If
you're
I
out of
may,
order.
If I may, and I'd like to ask that that take place prior to a vote being taken by this board.
No.
Now you gotta have the vote.
So then it's
Table
tabled.
it until next
No, you
meeting.
gotta have the vote, that way the vote, how did the board vote? If we didn't vote on it, you gotta have a
We
vote.
have nothing to do with any other
Jay, and anything
agency.
that he did, that's wrong.
We
He's out of
are,
order.
we are.
So you want us to
independent.
table this, Mr. Pauls? Are you happy with
I don't
that?
think we have a choice.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
We have a choice.
I think we're able, he's made a request. It doesn't mean that it dictates what the board does.
That's
That's
right.
correct.
We can do what we want.
He can
It's
still,
up to us.
follow up with the city attorney and we can still take our vote.
That's right.
It's item 8H.
I think we should take a vote.
I call for the question.
Been-
Read the
yeah,
motion.
It's been around for a long time already.
The motion on the floor is Item 8H, 6075 Van Nuys Boulevard, a conditional use to expand the additional conditional use of selling alcohol or request to allow for an expansion of an existing deemed to be approved general off-sale alcohol license for an existing 24-hour convenience market. Motion and action. Is there a motion?
It's already been seconded,
It's already
question,
seconded.
it's been called.
Who is the second?
I'll second.
All right, with that, I call for the vote.
Just a second. Would the chairman restate that for me?
The motion on the floor is 8H. The motion was made by Mr. Walenko when he called for the question, right? Are you making the motion?
I make the motion,
Yes.
I make the motion for the board to determine yea or nay on letter H, the 6075 Van Nuys Boulevard additional use to expand the existing conditional use of selling alcohol. A request for conditional use to allow for expansion of the existing deemed to be approved general off-sale alcohol license for existing 24-hour convenience market be decided by the board.
This is
I
for
call
approval.
the question.
This is for approval.
For approval.
Is there a second?
Is there a
I
second?
Second.
Well,
Okay,
you
so
got a
the
lot
yea
of-
vote is for the approval.
Correct.
Okay.
Or disapproval.
The no vote is to not approve.
It's for the approval. You'll vote either yes or no.
You vote
Correct,
yes for the approval. I'm trying
For the
to
approval.
clarify that in my own heart. Okay.
we got it.
Okay, are we ready then?
We're ready.
President Thomas?
Well, let me state that I gave my word to Mr. Pauls that I would support it if he met every requirement coming out of the Plum Committee, which he did, so I'm voting yes.
Vice President Benjamin?
No.
Secretary Hendry, no. Treasurer Hop?
No.
Ms. Havard?
No.
Ms. Meyer?
No.
Mr. Lazarevitz?
No.
Mr. Martin?
No.
Ms. Skelton?
She's gone.
Not here, okay. And if I miss anybody, do remind
Over
me.
form?
Mr. Camara?
Yes.
Mr. Camara, yes. Mr. Maleko?
No.
Ms. Padden?
No.
Ms. Raines?
No.
Ms. Asgarian?
Yes.
Anybody I missed?
Marilyn?
No, she voted.
What about,
Okay, I have
Jerry?
Everybody voted.
3 aye,
3 yes, 8, 9 no.
10 no.
Motion fails.
The motion fails. All right, let's get through the rest of this meeting.
Will there be a public comment period?
Yes.
Yeah.
A general public comment period for general comments at a later time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, but they can't involve anything that was on the agenda.
All right, let's motor through this, you guys.
Stand up.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
is the rest of the agenda need to get done tonight, or can we table it till next meeting?
The two funding, we can table the rest of it, but let's do the funding requests if we can vote on those, and
Challenge
then
grant?
we can adjourn the meeting. That's fine. I spoke with Carino today about 8G, Connect the Dots. He said that it's not really, it doesn't have to be a funding thing. It can be just a pledge of up to $5,000.
Not to exceed.
Not to exceed $5,000. We have it on the agenda as $2,500.
Let me explain.
I'm happy with the 2,500 number.
May I add something to that? He's $8,000, or they are $8,000 away from meeting their goal. I also spoke to him today. And that he has $3,000 pledge from Nuys, and he needs to get that $5,000 just as a pledge, not that they necessarily have to make it, meaning,
But if we vote on it, then it's,
no, well, if we vote on 2,500 now and maybe 2,500 later, the point is, yes, we.
Point of order.
yes,
We're
ma'am.
having discussions about a he. I don't know who the he is. And also, we're talking about amounts and discussions that I haven't been, and I don't know if anyone else on the board is privy to. So if we can have an open dialogue for the record of who we're talking to with regard to he and what the 3,000 and what the 8,000?
I just said,
We've
Ms.
already-
Martinez has pledged the 3,000.
What is the
There
accumulated
is
need for
5,000
this
remaining
project?
that needs to be gotten by a certain date, and that's a very short time frame. Otherwise, they will not meet their amount of money that they were to collect in time, and they will not be able to do the project. That is then hold on, they is Connect the Dots. They are the people who got the grant to help Van Nuys specifically with our Great Streets Initiative and, you know, cleaning up our neighborhood and stuff. And if they don't get the certain amount of money that they had to get matching funds, they will lose their grant status. They won't be able to get it. So I'm trying to bring to this board the information that I have obtained, and the person that Mr. Thomas mentioned earlier is Quirino. So it was stated who we have been speaking with, in addition to people from Connect the Dots. So I want it known, there is no secrecy here, but we need to know that they need to meet the pledge. It doesn't
Point of
mean that
order,
we have.
Mr. President?
Yes.
It's not intimidating secrecy. Mr. Carino is not here to fully disclose on the board his connection to Los Angeles County Bicycle Coalition, which is a member of Connect the Dots, and thus our board member who is not here is requesting funding for an organization for which he is a part of.
Our board member would have to recuse himself were he here, so that's not a problem. And you're interrupting, and that's rude. So I would like to say that all we need to do is say we would like to have a not to exceed, and we can say the 5,000 if we want, and then it can be any amount under that.
You can't, you got to do 2,500, else it violates the Brown Act.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's right, because that's what's on there. Never mind. Okay, so we can do the 2,500, and if we so choose to do another 25 at some other time, that's fine. But the point is, we need to make known what we're going to do now, and it's only a pledge. It's not that we're actually going to give it to them. We might only give them $1,000 because it's a pledge. It's not an actual.
Are there any motions on 8G?
Can we have a
President?
discussion?
Yes.
I'd like to have a discussion.
Were people here last meeting talking about this, and did they give a presentation?
They did not,
Yes.
no.
No.
They did it a while ago, and when they did it.
I'm asking about last meeting.
No.
Because I'm just trying to, so no one gave a, okay.
When were they here?
Yeah.
They were
They
here.
were here before, and they gave the
2 months ago.
presentation, and they were
If
interrupted,
this is
and they
not
were rudely
dire
attacked.
tonight,
Derek is speaking.
if this is not dire tonight, or maybe it is, I don't know, but I mean.
It is because of the time limitation.
I feel limited in the information. I would like to hear someone from Connect the Dots speak to us.
They
That's
did.
all I ask.
Fair enough. What is the time constraint on this?
If we don't vote on it now, they're probably not going to get the money that they require. And there was a presentation, and they were interrupted, and they were attacked by certain people, and they felt so intimidated that they actually wrote an email stating they would not come back before this board and talk to us again until action was taken after what happened to them. I'm not going to go into great
Point of
detail.
order, Mr. President, do we have
Yes,
a copy
Maddie.
of said email for the board to see and for the board to evaluate?
I don't have a copy of.
We all got it. We all read it. We all
Okay,
know
so
what we're
let's make a
talking about.
motion to vote
I've
on
never
it,
received it. I
and
don't know what
see
you're
where the
talking
vote
about.
goes.
Have you
Nobody
received
second
it?
the motion.
Well,
Point of order, we have alternate funding for this project statewide. This is a Complete Streets program, and Complete Streets is part of the climate initiative and climate series of action, a series of laws related to climate action and the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. One of them is called the Clean Streets, Complete Streets, of which I've spoken to on record before. There's actual funding, cap and trade funding. So we have two economies in California. We have the dollar economy, and then we have a cap and trade economy. And the cap and trade economy funds these types of projects that reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And because the process with Connect the Dots has been so litigious and so non-transparent, the full information is not out there for the full board. There's been a lot of emails among board members and various people without having full disclosure in compliance with the Brown Act to be in public domain.
Candido.
So we
many
don't
people
know
know
what
about
the
this?
what the options are for cap and trade, for instance.
Thank you.
And we have conflicts of
Mr.
interest.
President, Mr. Nunn, if I may, First of all, you guys did a wonderful job on the last issue. Here I'm hearing some really great discussion, and I'm sorry, Mrs. Hop, that you feel like you're being cut off, but I want to hear from both of you, because I don't know who I'm going to go with, but I'm not going to go with one person or the other just because I like them or dislike them. I want to do what's best for the community. And I know, and I got the
What
floor.
we're trying to do.
And what I'm hearing is that you're trying to propose something that sounds really good, but I'm hearing other information that may question that. And Ms. Hop, I have a right to do that. And Mr. Derek has also brought, okay, I'm trying to be fair here because I really like when you guys work together. And that's what we're trying, I only got about 10 seconds, Mr. President. Again, if we spend the money wisely, I want to make sure the money is wisely spent for Van Nuys. And yes, this may be a good project, Ms. Hop. I'm really trying to work to your corner here, but I'm just saying I would rather see the money being spent in Van Nuys. If this works for Van Nuys, then fine. If it doesn't, we'll look at it both sides. But again, the discussion was really good. Just don't.
How many people on the board know about this project? Can I see hands? Yeah, how many? Okay, there was a
That's right.
presentation, so how many people know about this
Full
project?
presentation.
Yeah, they had it, yes.
Okay.
All right, do we have any other discussion on 8G?
Just want to say something really quickly. Our budget is now 42,500, right?
Correct.
So I just want to say that 5,000 is 12% of our budget, just to give people a perspective. So yeah, and once I figured that out, even at the last meeting, I was like,
And we can only vote on 2,500 anyway.
yeah.
So if there's no other discussion, I make a motion that we adopt the language in 8G as is and vote on the 2,500.
Seconded.
With that, I call for the vote, Mr. Secretary.
And that is a.
President Towns.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a pledge, it's not an actual, I keep trying to tell you.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get through the meeting and that'll be that.
Yeah, you know what, it's almost 10 o'clock.
Well, that's nothing for us. We're just warming up, guys. Let's
Don't
order
buy
pizza.
you so bad.
All right, we're in the middle of a vote. I vote yes.
Vice President Benjamin.
Yes.
Secretary Hendry, yes. Treasurer Hop.
Aye.
Ms. Havard.
She abstained.
Okay, I couldn't see her from the distance. Ms. Meyer?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Lazarevitz?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Ms. Skelton is gone. Okay, Mr. Kamara?
Yes.
Mr. Oleko?
Abstain.
Abstain. Ms. Padden?
Yes.
Let's see, just a second. Ms. Raines?
Not to exceed 2,500, right?
Correct.
Correct.